Have you ever heard the saying, pride comes before a fall? It's a classic, right? But what if I told you there's a deeper story here, one that pits the king of the jungle against one of the smallest creatures on earth? This isn't just a fable, it's a powerful lesson about strength, wisdom, and survival that plays out in our own lives every single day. Imagine a vast, sun-drenched savanna. A magnificent lion, with a mane like a golden crown, surveys his kingdom. Every creature bows to his might. His roar echoes for miles, a testament to his power. He is the epitome of strength, the undisputed ruler. When he hunts, he does so with explosive force and raw power. He believes his strength alone is enough to conquer any challenge, to secure his place at the top. This is the pride of the lion, a belief in one's own inherent superiority. Now, shift your focus. Look down at the earth, at a tiny ant, almost invisible against the vast landscape. This ant is part of a massive colony, a superorganism working in perfect harmony. While the lion relies on individual might, the ant relies on collective wisdom. It doesn't have the lion's claws or teeth. It can't roar. But it has something else, something incredibly powerful, the ability to cooperate, to plan, and to persevere. The lion in his pride might see a single ant and dismiss it. What threat could such a tiny thing pose? He sees a lone obstacle, easily crushed. But he fails to see the bigger picture. He doesn't see the millions of others, the intricate network of tunnels, the carefully stored food, the unified defense strategy. The ant's strength isn't in its individual body, but in its connection to the whole. Let's bring this back to our world. How often do we act like the lion? We achieve some success, we get a promotion, we master a skill, and we start to believe we're invincible. We think our individual talent is all that matters. We might look at others who are just starting out, or who do things differently, and dismiss them. We become isolated in our own perceived greatness, just like the lion alone on his rock. This lion mindset can be dangerous. It makes us rigid. We stop listening to advice. We stop learning because we think we know it all. When a new challenge comes along, one that our usual brute force approach can't solve, we're stuck. We roar and lash out, but the problem remains, because it requires a different kind of strength. Now, consider the wisdom of the ant. The ant understands that big goals are achieved through small, consistent steps. Building a massive anthill doesn't happen overnight. It's one grain of sand at a time, carried tirelessly by thousands of individuals. They communicate constantly, leaving chemical trails for others to follow, sharing information about food sources and dangers. They work together, each playing a specific role, for the good of the entire colony. This is the ant mindset. It's about humility, recognizing that you don't have all the answers. It's about collaboration, understanding that we are stronger together than we are apart. It's about strategic thinking, planning for the future, and not just reacting to the present moment. It's about resilience. A flood might wash away part of their nest, but they don't give up. They simply start rebuilding, one grain of sand at a time. Let's think about a real-world example. Think of a brilliant startup founder, a true lion in their field. They have a groundbreaking idea and the drive to make it happen. In the beginning, their individual talent carries them far. But as the company grows, they can't do everything themselves. If they hold onto their lion-like pride, refusing to delegate, refusing to trust their team, the company will eventually stagnate and fail. The very strength that built the company becomes its greatest weakness. But if that same founder adopts the wisdom of the ant, they hire people smarter than themselves in different areas. They build a culture of open communication and collaboration. They empower their team to contribute ideas and take ownership. They create a system, a colony, that can adapt, innovate, and overcome challenges far greater than any one person could handle alone. That is how sustainable success is built. This isn't about saying strength is bad and cooperation is good. It's not that black and white. The lion's courage and decisiveness are valuable traits. We all need moments where we tap into our inner lion, where we stand tall and face a challenge head-on. The problem rises when pride becomes arrogance, when strength becomes inflexibility. The true goal is to integrate both. To have the heart of a lion and the mind of an ant. To be bold and courageous in your ambitions, but humble and collaborative in your execution. To have the confidence to lead, but the wisdom to listen. Think about your own life, your career, your relationships. Where are you being the lion? Where are you relying solely on your own strength, maybe isolating yourself in the process? And where could you benefit from the wisdom of the ant? Where could you collaborate more, plan more strategically, and be more resilient? Sometimes, the biggest obstacle isn't the mountain in front of us, but our own pride telling us we have to climb it alone. We see asking for help as a sign of weakness, when in reality, it's the ultimate sign of strength. It shows you are secure enough to admit you don't know everything. A lion alone might survive for a while, but an ant colony can thrive for generations. They can withstand droughts, floods, and predators. Their collective wisdom allows them to adapt and overcome. They build something lasting, something far greater than any single ant could ever dream of. So, how do we cultivate this balance? It starts with self-awareness. Recognize the moments your pride is taking over. When you find yourself dismissing someone's opinion or refusing to ask for help, pause and ask why. Is it because you truly believe you're right, or is it your inner lion protecting its ego? Next, practice active collaboration. Make it a habit to seek out different perspectives. In your team at work, in your family, or with your friends, create an environment where everyone feels safe to contribute. Celebrate collective successes, not just individual achievements. Remember, the ant colony's success is everyone's success. And finally, embrace the power of small, consistent actions. Don't be discouraged if you don't see massive results immediately. Every great achievement in history, from building the pyramids to landing on the moon, was the result of countless small steps taken by a dedicated team. Be patient, be persistent, be the ant carrying its grain of sand. The world needs both lions and ants. It needs bold leaders and diligent collaborators. The ultimate power lies not in choosing one over the other, but in knowing when to roar and when to work together, when to stand tall and when to kneel down and listen. So, the next time you feel that surge of pride, remember the lion on his lonely rock. And the next time you feel small and insignificant, remember the ant and the incredible power it holds as part of a collective. Cultivate the courage of the lion, but temper it with the wisdom of the ant. That is the true path to building a kingdom that lasts. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments which mindset you identify with more, the lion or the ant. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that helps you build a stronger, wiser life. See you in the next video.